Kyle Klinsky of Secular Talk has an overall good take on free speech, but he gets one critical detail wrong that kind of obliviates his argument. So in this clip I'll show you, he talks about how shadow banning is bad and should never be done, and I'd agree with him, again, if you weren't missing this critical detail. Imagine this scenario. Imagine you have 99 climate scientists each tweet once that climate change is real, and then you have one other climate scientist tweet once that climate change is fake. Well, if you show all 100 of those tweets all next to each other and people have to scroll through to find the one tweet that says climate change is fake, alright, I totally support that. You should never shadow ban that person because somebody has to physically go through the effort of finding it. They'll probably never find it, who cares, no need to shadow ban them. They're 1 in 100 voices, so they get 1 in 100 volume. But the Twitter algorithm isn't designed to do that. In fact, none of the social media platforms are. They're all designed to maximize ad revenue and maximize user engagement. So these 99 boring tweets about climate change, nobody's ever going to look at them, versus the one that says it's fake and it's engaging, it might get millions of views. So when Secular Talk says, oh, we should never shadow ban this one account that's, tweeting a bunch of misinformation, it's kind of like, well, yeah, sure, let's not shadow ban it, but can we at least give it the representation it deserves relative to the 99 other voices? And Secular Talk might say, well, it doesn't matter if this one tweet that says climate change is false gets millions of views, because as long as there's somebody else to debunk it, it's okay. Let the falsity spread, let the debunking also spread.
The point I'm trying to make is you can't have these philosopher kings who are overlords who get to determine this stuff. Now, in this instance, the so-called philosopher kings happen to be correct that Stop the Steal is terrible and wrong and bad and led to terrible consequences, etc. But still, you need to be able to condemn Stop the Steal, debunk Stop the Steal, explain why it's wrong, while also saying, you're allowed to say things, right? You can say things publicly.
But there's two things Secular Talk gets wrong, thinking you can debunk misinformation that spreads with counter-information that spreads. One is, nobody's got time for that. You've got a lot of people who are busy. Twitter already has this small usage space, but even on other social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, all the others, people are busy. They don't have time to fact check themselves and go find countervailing information. The algorithm shows them a video, they watch the video. The algorithm shows them a tweet, they watch the tweet. They're not going to then go oh, but should I look for the counter tweet? Where do I find the counter tweet? Let me start Googling the counter tweet. They're not doing that. They're just trusting the algorithm is showing them what they want to see, which is another problem with the algorithm. At least personally for me, I rarely get new voices in my YouTube suggested videos. Usually YouTube just suggests me the people I've already watched before. Let's just say there's some misinformation in that group of people I've already watched before that they're all talking about. I'm never going to get the countervailing opinion from the opposite source, because the algorithm just never suggests it to me because it doesn't think I'd be interested. It doesn't matter whether I want to be interested or not. It doesn't matter whether I have the time to be interested or not. So we have to realize that these social algorithms, they're just designed to capture your attention and sell you shit. And if they think they can sell you stuff by amplifying misinformation, that's what they'll do. And I think it's perfectly fine to de-amplify it. I don't have a specific solution on how to do that, but I know when Kyle Klinsky gets up there and says we should never de-amplify anything that's not illegal, that's definitely wrong.
But they quickly come up with a solution. De-amplify accounts with Stop the Steal in the name/profile, since, quote, those are not affiliated with counter speech. So look, theories. They are genuinely toxic and believed in that theory, then took action on it, and it culminated with a riot at the Capitol. And so I understand that people are really turned off by this and want to take an active role in trying to curtail it. But at the same time, I just don't agree as a matter of principle with the action taken by Twitter and the action taken by a number of social media companies, because it is the slippery slope of all time. It really is. Because, the original idea of Twitter was hey, say whatever you want as long as you're not basically breaking the law, and it's fine. And once you start, again, going down this path.
Hey, Mirror from the future here, and I have a proposal on how to fix social media, which is basically to get rid of the capitalist incentive structure that maximizes profits, which inherently means we have to maximize disinformation because that's what gets attention. So instead of doing that, we should not have a system that maximizes spreading misinformation, and instead replace it with something that maybe maximizes representing what people actually in the real world believe. But we don't have that system, so I think the next best thing might be the philosopher kings we currently have, like Jack Dorsey or Elon Musk, using their own judgment to say, oh, this is the kind of information we don't want to spread. So when Secular Talk says, oh, we just should never de-amplify misinformation, don't forget, Kyle, currently misinformation is being actively amplified. So we need a philosopher king to step in and decide I'm going to actively de-amplify and shadow ban this specific type of content. Anyways, just my belief. Alright, thanks for paying attention, and I'm a completely new YouTube channel, my first ever video. Please like the video, subscribe, all of that junk. I'd so appreciate it. Help the algorithm serve this. Help the algorithm serve this into somebody else's feed. Gives them a diverse viewpoint. Okay, thank you. Bye.